There we go. Okay, so today we're looking at Kristala. This is the demo version of this game that was updated about a month ago to match the modern development of the game. I promised the developer that I would do a review video on this one. However, my recordings over the last couple of weeks got corrupted. So I'm just gonna do it on stream, see where it goes, see what we got. So what is Kristala? Kristala is a Souls-like fantasy genre game where you have to collect crystals to level up your character, and the movement you're going to see is a little more towards the combat is very close to Souls style game combat, but the movement is closer to an Assassin's Creed. It's got a lot of stealth and sneaky stuff and whatnot. It's really cool. But first we're going to create a new character. Now, we can go through this a little bit, and we're going to pick ourselves a class. We have the warrior, which has great sword and heavy armor. We have the knight, which is sword and shield. Now, I played a little bit with sword and shield. That's actually not too bad. The assassin is light armor and claws. I definitely played with that. That was the other mechanic I played with, was the claws. The shaman is great sword and light armor. The Maui is sword and board, and the spellblade is the claws. I think it was the spellblade that I played the first time through. No, it was assassin, because my highest stat was finesse. In this case, I think I'll go with the... Let's go with the warrior this time around. That'd be like the best choice here. And then we have a couple of clans to choose from. Let's see. Mistletoe Dart and a Roar. That's interesting. This one here is a Drain Life and a Blood Spray. Those are interesting. And this one here has the Ice Punch and the Crystal Archery. Now, I didn't get far enough to see Crystal Archery. Did see the Ice Punch, so I'll go with a different class this time around. Let's go with... And let's go with Mr. Art. Let's do that. And then let's see what we have for colors here. Does it really matter? I mean, I kind of like some of these. Let's have a look around. Okay, give it a second for the markings to actually pull in, because some of them don't pull in right away. Standard Orange Tabby. Oh, this is a brown mancoon. This is the hairless white. Gray mancoon. That is an orange mancoon. That is a light orange mancoon. Dark orange with white orange houses. I kind of like that. This is the other one that I did, the two-toned cat. So let's go with this one. And then body, we have a type A, type B. Why does I like to type B? Voice. Female-ish voice and a male-ish voice. So let's go with the female-ish voice. The cat in the orange, oopsie, ORNG fur is a cute and cuddly kitty. And yes, this goes on for basically forever. At least it did in the prior run. I think that demo's been updated since then, but we'll see. Cute and cuddly kitty, where we can love her to death, and she will still rise again with additional lives. There's an I in that one. Additional lives. She has over 9 of them, and will use all of them to scratch your face off. This is just a lovely test of how long we can write this field. And we'll go with that. Browse your character. Yes. Yes. Okay, so we have 3 difficulties to play. Pet, Stray, and Feral. Feral is not an option in the demo. So we'll go on normal just so you can see how difficult the game is for normal gameplay. And like always, we'll let the story play through. And later on, I'll probably edit this stream down to a 20-minute video. So it's a more concise review of the gameplay. Because they're gonna remove like the load screens. They'll remove all of the times I die, because there'll be lots of them. And since I have played this game before, I do know what I'm doing and where I'm going. But we'll go through all of it normally. Talk to our dude.
Oh, why, hello there. Yeah, I am Atreus Stone, leader of the Ruxaka. Yeah, and you are? Ah, yes, the new initiate. It's a pleasure meeting you. You must be from somewhere or elsewhere, I'm sure. But welcome, welcome. Before you, I bear a legendary task, set forth in days of yore by Elaria of the Nisaga. To become Ruxaka, you must first embark upon a proving journey to each of the 6 clans. Stand judgment before the Sacred Kristals. Such is your trial. I've arranged for a ranger to accompany you in your travels through Dalamace, though it seems he has not yet arrived. You might seek him out westward at his Jakanda lookout. He goes by the name Divar. Return you then to these gates and find me in Nisa when you are ready for your first judgment. Safe travels, Ruxaka.
So, this guy, he's actually really cool looking. The developers designed him really well. Very happy with the design of everything. There are a lot of different design elements. These fountains are how you save and heal. So if you've played a Soulsborn game, this is your fireplace or campfire. No big deal there. Now, these plant creatures are pretty cool. They're just like trees in the shapes of cats. It's kind of interesting. So you can lock onto targets as per normal. There's one of them. This sword does a lot of damage, as you can tell. Uh-huh. But that's because it's a strength-based weapon. And we have really high strength. When you level up, you can apply points accordingly. And I will show you that once we actually get there. I can't get up there? Okay. You want to kill everything because you want the souls, of course. You probably could be crystals here. Now, the crystal dust there, that is a object that, when used, will give you more dust, which is then used to level up. First time I played the game, I didn't even notice it. I thought it was a consumable for healing or something. I didn't realize it was actually an item that you can use to level up. Yeah, you can vault over things, you can jump up things. Can't destroy barrels, but there's these little areas that you can pick up and jump on. Now, we're supposed to go up, but I think there's a thing down here you can fight. Yeah. Okay. The advantage to knowing where you're going. It's not like it's hard to find, but it is an interesting life. So, it's the random meowing I thought was so strange. The first time I was playing, I was like, so all of a sudden you just like, hear a random meow. It's like, what in the world? Why is this cat meowing? This is one of our blockers. So you kill the little heart thing, and it removes the blocker. Jump over. Jump over. If you notice, the parkouring is actually closer to that of Assassin's Creed than it is a Dark Souls game. Sure. Really? Yeah, helps to pay attention. The wall jumps aren't... The wall jumps like that are not the smoothest. Though compared to some of the other games I've played recently, still smooth in some of them, so. Some of them are terrible wall jumping. Alright, so deflect is on the right. And you gotta learn the timing of each weapon. since I haven't used this one before, I haven't done the timing on it yet. Okay, but I'll get there. Just a matter of what the timing looks like. So, equipment. On our equipment, you can come here and find your equipment that you can wear. In this case, this one gives a heavy armor, which we want to wear, and gives us a good choice. You have 2 different loadouts, and down here you have 2 different customs. So you can have a bunch of items down here you can use, and then you have a bunch of items over here. This is stub bogged. So you have to actually click on it in order to see what it is. Extended favor or whatever. So that's still bugged. Not a big deal. Alright, so balance takedowns, when you get them down far enough. Yeah, get away from that. This guy's not gonna make it. Yeah. Ah! Couldn't get to R fast enough. Like I said, I will die lots. Probably because I don't remember the controls. I'm still remembering controls. Partly because the type of controls are a little janky. It's the way it works. If you're not locked on, or if you are locked on, it acts a little different. But it's okay. It's taking enough a long time to load. Come on. Load. There it goes. So we're back here, but if we can get back to our stuff, we'll be able to get all of our souls back. All of our crystal powder back. But again, just like any other Souls game, you might as well farm as you return to where you were. Because Lord knows you're going to need it anyway. Just remembering which ones are real and which ones are Memorex. It's not a big deal. You just don't want to die. You can fall off the water, but don't die. It's kind of a trick there. Oh wait, didn't open the door. thank you. How are you doing today? And thank you for the follow. Okay, there's our, give me just a second here. There we go. And how are you doing today? Let's get a heal before we pick this up. Alright, here we go. Okay, now pick that up. Now we're good to go. So I got a new weapon. If we go to our second loadout. Oops, back to our inventory. No. Back to our inventory. I'm doing good. What I do? Okay, sword and board. And normal shield. So, the question we have is, I guess I have to go here for sword and board. Yeah, I can reuse this, right? That was weird. That was me hitting the wrong key. Oh, that's right. They've got this thing on a strange calendar. Yeah, hit that. You can tell this is designed for controller, not keyboard and mouse. But we can make it work. I'm actually doing really good today. As I said earlier in this video, before you came on board, I promised to review this game ages ago. I did my initial recording. That was weird. Did my initial recording for it offline. And then... Did I miss something in there? No, it's just gem shine. It decided to get corrupted. So I had to rate it. I figured I should do it on stream. Make it easier for me. Alright. Hello, fungal tree. Not too shabby. Oh, it's got a poison dot. Okay. The magic daggers are pretty good. I like that. I like that a lot. I didn't use that the first time I came through the game. But what do I do? See? And if you like Soulsborn or like Assassin's Creed games, then this is like right up your alley. Because it's a mix of both. You got the stealth mechanics. You've got the brute force mechanics. There's lots of options. You just have to learn how to play. Once you get the rules down, you're okay. So that's the next area to go to. We don't want to go that way. We want to go this way. What? Back from the other side. Okay, so there is a door here. Which works for me. Okay, grab more favor. Not really interested in favor right now. A Legum coin, which are cool. Okay. So nothing up here. But we do have those guys. one's got a gun, the other one's got a sword. And I have no way of sneaking into these guys. Let's see. Ouch. Yeah, come over here. I mean, I could have shot him with the poison dart if I had mana. Should do a little bit, so. But not a lot. There we go. Going on up. We are what now? There's our... jump over an unaware enemy and press F for an aerial takedown. That one is actually a hard one to pull off, believe it or not. It's not as easy as you would think. Alright, so if we come here and we grab these. What's that? It's an up arrow. These are obnoxious and hard to work with. But they're useful. They work. Okay, so we leveled up and we can pick a stat. Now, we are a strength vitality build by default. So we're probably going to want to go with, continue with that. Let's go with damage. I got 2 points. So we'll do 2 into strength. And then we can work a spell tree. Okay, this requires the orbs, which we don't get yet. And we don't get any of this yet. That's kind of stuff that you'll get into in the main game. Don't have that, and we don't have that, but we do have side quest chick over here.
Oh, if it isn't another initiate, stalking my way like a wanton
Yeah. Alright, let's let her do her talk.
Virtuous, are we not? Very well. I am Prada Lune, Leuminin scribe, cosmic cartographer, and apprentice to chronicler Udamos. To what do I owe this interruption? Atreus Stone? That bumbling fossil playing at wizardry. He could not hold a candle to the archivist's view, let alone conjure the simplest fairy light. Perchance, are you familiar with the celestial folio of chronicler Udamos? No, I scarcely thought as much. My tutor wishes me to acquire for him 5 particular scrolls, star charts to be exact. Long ago loaned to the libraries of the late magistrate Rayla, and at present egregiously overdue. The scrolls lie just beyond this gate, somewhere in Her Magistrate's manse. Given your apparent talent for impertinence, you might do for me this simple task. In return, I offer payment, as well as knowledge. That is, if you contain the proclivity for complex thought.
I feel insulted. I really do. I feel like she insulted me. Okay, so we can't go that way. We'll have to come from the other side. And yeah, it's not actually as bad as you think. There is a window here, so we can go into this little house. Pick up some stuff. Get a wagon coin and unlock the store. I think this one's through the roof? Through the window? Through the front door? Oh, we can't get into that particular building. We can get into this one though. This guy with the shield, if you're quick, you can assassinate him. Then you can come over here. Slide into this building. For whatever that is. Some Kristala dust. That guy just died pretty quick. Oh, there's a window over there you can climb through. Is the way into that building? You can get into that one. I don't see a way into this one unless you go through the door. So, guess not? It's like the sword doesn't always materialize properly. Those two guys are a thing. Actually, not that bad. But we'll go through here. See how this is doing. Yeah, open the door. Grab the pickup there. Okay, so put that in front of this building here. That takes us out into the swamp area that she wants us to go to. But we want to backtrack. Oh, wait. There's a hole in this roof and that roof. Should we go through this one? Yes, cat, I know. Oh, nothing in there. Okay. I want to backtrack to these guys. These two guys over here. Back up, back up, back up, back up. There we go. That was pretty solid. Didn't have to worry about them too badly. I was afraid I was going to have to worry about those guys. So we want to go this way. Finish these homes out over here, maybe. That's what I'm thinking. Up. Oopsie. Go up here. Now see. This guy is the hard. That's a gun. The rest of them you just have to kind of like dodge the attacks or parry the attacks, one or the other, and then go from there. Okay, so they're locked on the inside. Sure. Up top? No. Well, how do we get into that one? You always want to check every building. Can't get into that one. Okay, so one of these two buildings has a door. Uh-oh. Oh no. There we go. So this one. This one has an entrance. Duck through. Climb through the window. Open the door. And grab the favor. Cool beans. So this over here is probably on top of the building. Jump up here. Let's see what we got. This building. That's this apartment. Wait a minute. But that doesn't help me with that one. Oh, wait. I think I have to go through a back window, maybe? Yeah, it's over there. It's like, wait a minute. Should be a way to get into all these buildings except for the first one that's not unlocked. Oh, welcome purse. Flag of arms, okay. So that leaves me this building and that building. Other side. Oh, there's a cat hole there. Grab some more favor. Nothing there. Open said door. Up top maybe? Maybe it's up top. No, I know he's there. That guy is tougher than a bread box. And we're probably gonna need him to level up. That guy. He's a tough cookie. He is definitely a tough cookie. I forgot how hard he was. I tried doing an aerial attack, but the response time between when you get up and when he gets up is way too much. But might be able to slip behind him. Maybe let's slip behind him, see what that does. And see if that is a more efficient way of doing it. Alright. So let's not die before we pick up our body parts. And yes, you can just jump right on through here. Go straight to the end over there. Don't know if I can sneak past this guy. No. Let's dodge a few people here. Yep, we'll just dodge a few. Let them go away. And then we can go back to what we were planning to do. which is to assault this guy over here. Is he still down there? Where is he? There he is. Well, that sucked. Oh, bugger. This guy is definitely gonna be a problem. Maybe I should just hit him with the poison arrows. Hit him with the poison dart. Wouldn't necessarily a bad move. Just whack him with the poison dart. I like that. But we'll have to see how that works out. So like I said, I don't know what that's gonna look like. I don't know how that's gonna play out. It could be a whole lot of nothing. Oops. Might actually work. I don't know. We'll have to see. It's a little tricky sometimes to figure out what's the best move in these games. Still thinking the sneak. Retrieve. And then run. Wait a minute. Oops. Thank you. Two on one is not a good idea. Not with that big guy. He did take some damage from the poison dagger. And I did the escape backflip, which is interesting because I thought I had to buy that. I don't know. Let me look. I'll look when I come back up. Because it was an escape backflip that I just did. May not have been clear to y'all because it wasn't well executed or well timed. But there's this one here, the step way while jumping. I just performed that move, even though I haven't bought it. So, go figure. Ow. This is one of those games that there's a lot going on. It's not necessarily easy to play. It is rather tricky. You do have to be careful, because it's very easy to screw up. And get yourself injured when you don't want to. Like dealing with this group over here. You can assassinate that guy and not have to worry about the other two seeing you if you do it right. And then I just have one guy left. Easy peasy. Which just leaves me with the actual hard one. Over here. Nope, get out of here. I screwed up that DOA. What if I can kill this guy with DOAs? Death from above seems like a valid way to kill this guy. He lost me, he went that way. And I'm gonna lose him if I'm not careful. I think the thing is spazzed out. So, I've broken the AI. Look at this. I busted it. And that's not a place you want it to be. I will tell you that now. That is not a place you want it to be. Here it comes. So now it's coming back around. I don't know if is it still damaged? There it goes. So it died. That was nice. But because of how tough that thing is to kill, I'm gonna go do a heal, rest, save real quick. And we'll go from there. Because that's the best option. And I think I want more hit points. Yeah, I do want hit point. Now, unfortunately, when you do that, it does revive everybody. But if you know what you're doing and where you're going, you can get around without too much headache and hassle. Now this is all one giant one, right? Yeah, it's all one weed. So let's get rid of the weed. Which makes all of this now free to acquire. Alright, more dust. Check it out, that's useful. Ring and finesse, that's useful. Gonna equip that on both setups. And I have one more building to go through. Wait, well, let me open that door. And was there a way into that building? Maybe? Don't know. Don't remember if you can get into this building here. Yeah. If you can time the block right, you can get a stun on them, but if you miss it, it hurts. Because they will clobber you. Okay. Oh, there's an item over here. More favor. Can I get that? Yeah, I can. Okay. Now, oops, somewhere. This area over here is a little troublesome. Because you have this guy with the chainsaws. And there's actually another one back there in the corner. You can barely see him. You can go in there, but if this guy's still here, it ain't gonna do you any good. Because you're gonna run into this guy on the way out, and it's gonna be like, painful. Now this guy, with the chainsaw, actually can climb. But if you can get him over here. He's glitched too, apparently. No. That was bad. You can dodge this guy if you're quick. His trick, though, is he is hard to hit, and he will one-shot you. No matter what you do, this guy will one-shot you. And he's gonna die. There he goes. Easy peasy. It's not too hard, but it is troublesome. And thankfully, these guys do not respawn. So you just have to figure out how to kill them once in your playthrough, and you're good to go. Like, if I have to go to the other guy, or if I can go save for now, because this is what I've done in the past, where I will just do these guys and then go save because they don't respawn. Just like in Dark Souls, where you have like the knight or whatever, that's a door guard. They don't respawn. The general minions do, but the big ones don't. And later on, those big ones, you know, are just like common foes. Yes, 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 die. Get out of my way. I have another. I have another guy I have to go take care of. If you can get the timing right, you can do a nice perfect block. There is a change that they're making to the game, which will give you a little more of a cue on perfect blocks. So you know when, so it makes it a little easier to do perfect blocks. But it's not great. I healed and it summoned. Yeah, come on, dude. I see you, Blade Boy. There he goes. Now he's lost me. Now from there, he goes back to his hole. And I can try again. If you can get behind him far enough. It's pretty easy to do. And I have had them climb up here and actually chase me across the rooftops. That was entertaining. That was definitely an entertaining day. Because I was not expecting him to climb up there and chase me across the rooftops. And it's done. And you get a lot of experience for those guys. But you get a lot of experience, but you only get like one of them. You don't get, you know, a bunch of them. So you have to keep that in mind too. Because you only get a few. It's a little hard. You can't like grind them to level up. That's the tricky to it. However, if you are smart in the way you do things, is the tiger's eye? What was the tiger's eye? What is it? What's the material? Okay. So nothing we can use right now. So guy over there. Go out into the field real quick. Use those two. And then they lose that. He goes resets. He goes resets. The trick here is how you want to handle it. So now I got one down. And we got one. There we go. Okay. Bogrog. Now there is a card over here. Oh shit. What was that? And ooh, that was perfectly timed. And just gotta grab this guy over here, and he's good to go. Some of these are easy to time, others are a little harder to time. It's just a matter of what you can do with that. So overall gameplay, while we're playing here, overall gameplay is solid. I have very few complaints about how the game is structured. The abilities and powers that I've seen so far are actually pretty solid. I've seen very few issues where something isn't winnable. The first boss could qualify under the how you're supposed to beat this guy. But once you start getting a handle on the patterns that he has, because there's some very specific patterns. I don't know if we'll get there tonight. But once you get his patterns, he's fairly easy to deal with. Though, he does take a bit of getting used to. And the first time I played through, I did have to dumb him down. There's a setting. Settings, here it is. Under settings, under difficulty mode, I have it under standard. But if you take it down to dynamic, it tries to match the fights to your level and play style. Doing that allows you to beat the boss easier. Now, There's a wide range of reasons why you would or would not want to do that. And to be fair, this machine hand guy is one of those cases where you want to be up and mobile. He's easy enough to lose. First time I played this, I didn't realize how easy he was to lose. But there's other, like the boss, as an example, and some of the let's see, they're fish people. So if you play D&D, Clocktower, in some games you might hear the word Sawakeen, merman, the fish style merman, that kind of stuff. And we're not to them yet. We'll get to them shortly. I want to finish the rats up first. Because the rats are not necessarily hard, though they do have more. They do have all the mini bosses. The Sawakeen don't have these mini bosses like these guys. So there's a little difference in how you play. Strengthening. Hold on. Let's put that on. Because Lord knows we could use that right now. And you duck down here, swing on by, and assassinate this guy. Grab whatever this item is, which is a I don't think it told me. Let's see. Weapons, helms, armors, gauntlets. That was some gauntlets. Which works for me. Don't got any pants or anything yet, but that works. Now, let's see here. I think that's everything on this side. But there is a thing to climb here. And I don't know. Oh, this is another inn. So this inn is from the water area. Believe it or not, I believe over here is, yeah. Because I've played this before, I know what this is. So that way, that's currently blocked, which we'll have to work our way through to get to. That way it's currently blocked is actually where you go for the boss. And you actually go this way to do that. However, we do have this fish area. We have the Sawakeen over here. And I don't want to deal with these guys, but we will. because there's some gear over here, and there's a shortcut over here. Angler hat. Alright, well, that's a hat. What's that give us anyway? Oh, here it is. So it lowers our poise, adds resistances. Yeah, so put that on. Definitely want to do that. Mainly because although you don't get much gear in here, but you need every scrap that you can get your hands onto for when you get up to the boss. Because he is brutal. And that's putting it mildly. He is a very brutal opponent. Okay. Now, if memory serves, there is no other path out of here. Other than the two ways you come into this room. However, there is another area of mer people. And it's over there. Oh no. Thank you. Yet another. Lots of little bugs today. There we go. So we can go into this door, or we can go through the one down there. They're both about the same, difficulty-wise. Yes. I am aware. Deep water is bad for my health. There's the scroll I need. If you take these guys in circles, you can lose them sometimes. Sometimes you can't. It all depends on how far away you can get from them and where they are. Now, this one's a little trickier. Caught me off guard the first time. There's actually a guy back here. And the first couple of times I came into this area, I was like, what in the world? Where's this guy coming from? So, that gives us less ice and more poise. I don't care about poise. Not on this particular playthrough. Oh, those are, pants. I don't have any pants, so they're going to be a big bone. Don't care about losing poise. Yeah. Go away, worm. Go away, bug. Great. That's it. Come on. There you go. Now there are, I think, one or two more in here. Yeah, there's one over there. It's tricky. It's really tricky sometimes to find everything. That opens up the door, which helps. And you can go away. I don't need you. Definitely that guy. Don't need him crawling up my butt. There's the scroll. Okay, there's the purse. Now, out this door here, there is that guy. And one of those. They can't reach you except by a ranged attack. But they do hurt. I forgot about the Soulsborn. Crap, I forgot about that Soulsborn out there. Gee, what whiz. Forgot about his butt. Okay. Not that big of a deal. Probably have to go back to base camp though, because I think I'm on the other end. I think I'm at the other end. I'm not sure. I'll have to see how that works out. I remember which crystal I saved at last. And that particular one is kind of difficult to work with. End boss. Okay. So you go back this way. Not that one. Need to go this way. Kill this guy. Jump back towards this area. And then the trick is can't root. I don't think you can get up there. You can get over here. That's not a problem. But considering where I'm operating at, I want to definitely not get my head caught. I think I want to reset my save point over here to this area. Oh, that one's probably technically closer to where I am. But I'm gonna be coming out over here anyway. Oops. There we go. it, Daisy. You do get used to it after a while. And there's a heart up here. There it goes. I forget what else is actually up here. More of the scrolls. I think it's the last of the scrolls. Yeah, it's the last of the scrolls. So since those don't get dropped when you leave, you're actually in pretty good shape. Let's see, he's going away. Just die. I get back to my corpse. And there's our dude that beat us up. We still have these guys to deal with. And several of them. We got one more fish guy over there. Well, that was weird. But okay. Thank you. Any more? Now we got the little maggot thing over here. Oh, you can one-shot that. I didn't know you could do that. Never tried. So we have all of our experience back. And we have more. We're almost up to 3 points. Okay. Yes, don't charge through the water, just jump. It's actually the better way to go, is just jump. There's an item over here we forgot. And there's an up right there. There we go. Now, that takes us back into the roof where we've already been. There's a Samakine there. That's like the front door that we went out before. It's fine. We have that fish guy there. Yeah, I see you. You wanna come close enough? jeez. That was bad. That was bad. That was really bad. I don't know. I can't wait to see more of this game, though. It really is a good game. It's well balanced. There's lots of options. It's just a matter of, can you make the game work for you? How skilled are you at the game? That's the trick. If you're garbage at the game, then you're pretty much done.
Spare me the theatrics. Have you found that which I desire? Sublime. I presumed failure, of course, but to my surprise, you have proven me wrong. Not an easy accomplishment. Your payment is promised. And do permit me to enlighten you. Should you deserve to kneel before Nisar's sacred crystal, you may come by the means of command over Ailur's secret passageways. Food for thought. Have you the virtue of pestilence? If not for the archaic drudgery that is this proving, I would not deign to diminish my standing by frivolously tramping about Ailur for the amusement of lesser clowns. Nor, for that matter, would I squander precious breath on a name prattle, especially with one so dim. That being said, what is your major maladjustment? Make yourself useful and go away. You are disrupting my focus.
Okay. Well, she gave me a lot of experience, so we're going to go ahead and turn that in. So we're going to get more damage. And I will take all the damage. Not spells, we have... I have one of these. So... Standard recovering balance instantly after perfect dodge. Increased damage of an attack following a deflect. Can deflect projectiles. Slide kick. This one wasn't actually useful at this point. The jump away from enemies was okay. Start recover balance after a dodge. Increase damage of an attack after a deflect. Extra balance damage. Strong deflects create shockwave that deals balance damage and poise damage to nearby enemies. That would actually be useful. I guess I gotta get this one first. Note that requires two. I only have one of these things. I think you only get two in the demo. So, there is that. I think you only get two cat's eyes. It's on the other side of this. Yeah. There's windows over here that I can use to get out. But I gotta get rid of that guy. There's my corpse. I know this is over here. But okay. So I didn't know this was over here. But I'll take it. Don't get me wrong. There we go. So I thought I died over here. This area. But I'll take it. Anything to help me move across the levels faster, I'll take gladly. Over here, there's a fish over there. I don't know what's over here. Up here? Oh. Thank you. Well, he went away. Forgot there was one that comes out of the water at you. Okay, angler breaches. I have nowhere to hide. Thank you. Heal. Okay, so angler breaches. I don't know if that's how that relates to half. I lose poise, but I gain ice. So, yes, please. Angler is better for the moment. It's definitely a better option for now. I believe it's the best thing you can have for the whole demo. And I believe it's the best in the demo. And I just jumped off into the water. Oh my goodness, there's a twice. Why can't I jump to that? I don't know. Where is the thingy for this? Is it... Okay, that opens. That was bad. Oh, there it is. Now from here, come off here, open this. You're supposed to do that and then give her the thingies. Get rid of the scrolls. But yeah, do that. Give me the worm drones. And that works for me. Okay. Yeah, now you can't leave that area. That is both good and bad. It's good because, it can't catch you in a safe zone. But every once in a while, your lock doesn't work and you end up blocking the wrong direction. It's a thing. In any case, we're pretty much done with that area anyway. Which basically leaves just one area left. And the boss. I actually like to show y'all the boss before I get off tonight, so. Once this loads, I will go to the new area, which is by the boss. I'm not worried about that. Whatever. There it goes. No, God, I don't think this is actually worth much. Half level. Oops, let's go ahead and save that real quick. Okay. Now from here we need to go to the boss area, which is straight back over here. And believe it or not, there are cases where, like here, you can actually get on this side to unlock that fence. If you wanted to, you can actually go across there and do that instead of going to kill that guy. And you can get into this area a little earlier. But now I got that, we'll go save this over here. Get us locked in on this side. And then we'll go this way. So we need to go into this area. Look at that big beetle. Sends out these little beetles that detonate. It's pretty easy to kill. But It is a bit of a nuisance because it sends out those little baby beetles which explode on you. So we're supposed to go here as this way. In this little cave. Which these guys are praying towards this little cat figure. And you get a little memory.
Stitch and stack the bones of Rappy Man's. Stitch and stack stuff with gutsy dairy fish. Stitch and stack keep 'em back. Filthy grass. Fuzzy cats. Stitch and stack my twiggy twigs.
Alright, so for that, I gotta go this way. See if that'll kill him in one dart. Pretty much did. This is probably the most useful one I've seen. In the early game, for this first section. And I think over time it will probably be a very useful special spell. If you're just gonna do the wait and see game. Because it allows you to get through a lot of these characters. With minimal effort. As long as you're willing to wait them out. In our case, we need to go up, but we also need to go, we also want to go down. Yes, 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 I see you. Worm. And this is the big one we have to get rid of. I think. So that's what we need to get rid of in order to clear up all the space. But we do want to go that way. There's a piece of gear over there I want to get. We have to jump up here. Now that's a ring and roots body armor. Which if you look at this one, just gives you more poise. Yeah, I am not doing a poise build. So for me, that's not that useful. Not seeing anything else in this area. I gotta go this way in order to progress, I think. See, because that goes up there. We got a little crosswalk, which goes up to an item. So, we'll do that. And it goes out here. Do a quarter rope. Oh, and then I dropped my butt. Of course. I missed it. It's fine. That's fine. That's the other tiger eye. So when we go back to town, we'll be able to improve our parry. Now there's a little down here. Which I forget why it's there. Oh, it's their turn. It's their turn. If you were to jump back, you miss that. You have that little platform down there to catch you. Now, we do need to go through here. And you can use that platform to crawl across. From here, you use these credits to crawl out of there. Having this much strength, these guys were pretty much wiped out in one hit. Now, I was doing the finesse build. It was a little more rambunctious. Because I didn't do a lot of damage. Which is a bit of a tragic shame. I didn't do everything in there, and I'm out here, and I don't know what that means for me. Okay, so that is the boss room there. That's the boss room. That island. You cross the platform there, kick off the boss, he'll be over there. You gotta beat his butt up in that room. Now I'm gonna go ahead and unlock this. And go ahead and grab this item, these items here, and then leave. Now I can go down there and save. I'm not going to yet, because I've saved and it resets my progress on all the stuff I've killed. And I don't want to do that quite yet. I have another section that I want to go through, but I don't want to deal with the respawn. Cat trying to drown itself. It's over here on the side. There's a few more items. We gotta this guy. I got this chonker. There it goes. Alright, so we can pick up a lion's mane, a dust, and a dust. That's it. That's all that's in here? Okay. And that is like everything of value. I think there's a couple more items that we missed over in the Salking area, but they're really not that worth that much. Most of which you really need is to pick up levels. If you don't have enough, then the only thing you can do is just pick up levels and just grind. Just have to grind it out if you need it. Or you can set the difficulty to dynamic and go that way. Now in our case, physical prowess, current hit points. Posture, balance, and equipment load. Cast spells. No, we're not doing a mana build. Heavy weapons, attack power. Right. Finesse weapons. Eminence. Allows you to cast eminence magic. Malediction is for malediction magic. But we're not really focusing on our magic use. I have 1 point. I'm not sure what I want to put up. I think for this one, because I have 2 tiger eyes now. I think I'm going to go this way. Because you only get the 2 tiger eyes. So, and we'll give the boss a shot. We give it 1 or 2 tries, and if we can make it, great. If not, we'll see how it goes. First, I want to make sure I have all my gear. Yeah, that's poise equipment. I'm not going for poise equipment. I'll make sure I'm running anglers, not ring ritz. I only have the 1 sword. I mean, I get the sword and board, but it's not really that useful. I got the 2 rings, no tail. I have all of this in case I need to actually buff out more. The favors and stuff aren't that useful at this point. If you're poisoned, you can use the bog grog to get rid of that, but aside from that, there really isn't anything that, useful. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. Yeah, I see it. Too far away for this one. Yep. Yep. Ah! Okay, so the spell will not stun. That's one thing I want to check to see if the spell would stun. Because you can stun with your block. But stunning with the spell is a bit trickier. I think there's a few times that you can do that. Or if you use the spell on him at just the right time, it'll actually break whatever animation he's in. At least the Ice Punch was able to do that. So I'm assuming this one could too. It's just a matter of which one you're looking at. And if it's any good. I don't know. But that's it. We'll give it a couple of tries. And see if we can clear it. Because if we can, then if we can beat it, great. If not, it's okay too. Like I said, we're not playing the full game, so we don't have all of the advantages of that. Okay, so the poison is definitely not effective enough. Unless you actually, oh, that was nasty. Ouch. It's not bad. It's better than I was using the finesse weapons. I was using sword and shield, which is a mix of the two, and then I was using the claws. And the claws were not as useful. I mean, I eventually got to where I could kill him, but I didn't have the high damage I could do on this character. I had more health. I think I had more defense. The trick is getting that perfect dodge or perfect parry. That's the trick. And if I wanted to, I have enough points to get 1 or 2 levels out of the dust. And I have at least 1 point hanging out of my character as it does. Dodge the wave. Dodge that, and give me a crank. Yeah. You can actually get a pretty good attack, and if you're close enough when he does either that attack or the geysers. You can get like that one there. If you're close enough, you can get yeah, you gotta yeah, I was kind of in the right place for that. Yeah, that sucked. That did a lot of damage. That was a little crunchier than I thought. Okay. So he's a little above half. Yeah, I know. Oh, that sucked. I forgot to lock on before I did the attack. The trick to this guy is being able to time his attacks. It's the trick. See, if you can get those perfect defenses, then you're okay. The trick is getting the block timing down, which is something that I have not done yet. I'm actually doing really well, though, all things considered. Doing better with this than I did with the other. But I think if we just honestly just pump everything into offense, I think we can get it without having to change the difficulty setting. I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. Why not? Works for me. Because if you're going to do a power build, you're probably going to do it anyway. So, in a case of a power build, statistically, you're probably going to put in everything here anyway. Which one? It's the dodge. What was the change weapons? I know. No. What was the change weapons ability? I don't remember. Alright, where's that at? Settings. Controls. Change weapons. Weapon ability 1 and 2. Dash, sprint, save, crouch, interact, target. Weapons at Q. Oh, it's here. It says change weapons, that's Q. Right? Change weapons, Q. Change items page, G. Okay. So weird. It's fine. What we'll do here is we'll just come over here. We'll just face this way. And we'll just use all of our little items here. And like I said, we'll get a couple more levels here. think we got 2 levels? Maybe 3 levels? And then this one here, grab that, and get rid of that. Yeah, it was enough. That'd be enough to get 3 levels. So from here, we can just take all of that and put all 3 of that into offense. Call it a day. We don't have any crisp pearls. We don't have any more tiger eyes. So, and it's not like I have any of the other abilities, so. Because we're in the demo. If we were in the full game, we'd have access to everything that's available. But unfortunately, we're in the demo, so we can't see everything. And unfortunately, it's weird because dude won't change to the sword and shield. It's kind of strange. Uh-oh. Its pattern's getting weird. Ooh, that was close. Ow. That was strange. It's a strange opening move. Normally it goes wave first. It's pretty predictable. One thing about this particular boss is that its attacks are well telegraphed. It's easy to dodge when you can see it coming. However, it's one of those things that if you miss it, you're done. Okay. Just botched that. So, if you're in a case where you can't win, something you can try. And if you're a hardcore Dark Souls player, you don't need to do this. But if you're a more softcore person, maybe you're playing on Pat, and I don't know if this is the setting that's for Pat or not. They did mention that it's experimental, so it may or may not be consistent. It may or may not be better. But what we're going to do is we're going to change our settings. And we're going to change our difficulty mode to dynamic. So bounce enemies to the new target. Hold on. Whether you simply press the input, rather hold it for toggle. I don't know which sprint we're in. I think we're in hold the sprint. Or we can toggle sprint. I don't know which. I don't use sprint too often. This boss is one of those, it's not well geared for it. If memory serves, last time I did this, the dude's hit points were significantly weaker. Or he didn't hit as hard. One or the other, I forget. Like I said, dynamic, I don't know if it's going to be better or worse for me on this playthrough. I really don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's still a hard fight, no matter how you look at it. The trick is whether or not it kills you in one shot, or you actually can get around it pretty good. In our case, it's just a matter of what we've got going on. I mean, it's down to a quarter. It's not necessarily a... And I do think we are doing more damage. I'm not sure we're taking less damage, but I do think we are doing more damage. Yeah, that doesn't do a significant amount of damage. Not without being amplified. Hey, look, you can have... Tried to time that one out and did a miserable job with it. And that one actually got blocked, so we're okay with that. Yeah, the poison doesn't do much on this guy. But it is, yeah, you notice we're doing a lot more damage. Still has a ton of hit points, but we are doing a lot more damage to this guy. A lot more damage. He's under half now. And before I did not get him under half. This time we're under half. And I like that. Means we'll probably get this guy beat. On this particular difficulty setting. And that's fine. Like I said, you play it I like the fact that this game gives you an option to play the way you feel comfortable playing. And if it's a little too hard, the fact that it's got an option that can make it a little easier for you. Yeah. So, final commentary. I do enjoy the game. It's going to be a very good, very fun game when it's all said and done. They are currently working through the different zones. I don't remember how far they are. I think based on what I've seen, the game is somewhere around halfway. Maybe a little more. I am very encouraged by it. I highly would recommend it if you have interest in this style of game, going over and doing the, at least watch if you don't pre-order, because you can pre-order for and do the early access. So I'll have all that in the description of both this video and the shorter summary video, which I will have up in the next day or so. So overall, graphics good, gameplay solid. The demo is a little wonky in some of the controls, but I think that'll get ironed out as the game gets closer to completion. And overall, very satisfactory. So thank you for dropping in. Thank you for viewing this video, and I will see you next time. Let me know if you want to see anything else or more. And I'll see you then.